that weird-ass game you two were playing.
Probably wouldn't be eavesdropping, though, would you?
Most assuredly would not be rude enough to eavesdrop.
Would you two both shut the fuck up?
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Sintel with the Intel, and I'm here with the beautiful Mikel-Claire.
Okay, that always wakes me right on up.
Get on up. Hey, Peripheral, ladies and gentlemen, episode 4. You need to catch up. There's a link in the description for some of the previous episodes. And of course, go check out that merch store. All right, more on that a little bit later. Let's get started. The merch store is right down.
Let's go.
I need to get a little bit more country with that.
Yes, you
Nothing
do.
else need to be said.
Well, not if you're in London in 2075.
Look at the flooded out parts. Well, we've only seen just the beautiful parts of London and without, so this is going to be interesting to see, you know.
And this is the same year, right?
Wolfie, boy, into the pot, come on.
Oh, no, see, this isn't the same year.
This is before they got adopted, I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because remember they said they found them. Goodness, he
That
just
boy
gets...
need a comb.
I don't want to.
They're
I
on the
know.
street by themselves.
I know. Uh-oh.
What was that?
We're in a force field or something? Yep, that ain't
Oh,
real. It ain't
okay.
real.
Oh. Why do they have on hazmat suits?
Because I'm sure whatever the thing is, the jackpot that
Yeah.
they have yet to disclose.
It has to do with something, right?
Yeah, some biological warfare or radiation or something.
Wolf!
Oh, no. Okay.
At the very least, you must gird yourself for the harsh reality of Alita's death.
Why?
Without the immunity boost of her implant, how long could she last?
Immunity boost. Okay, so this must
Might
be some sort of
biological thing.
Yeah. That actually just kind of told that a little bit.
Yeah.
An immunity boost from your implant. That just...
Well, that justifies like why the city is so sparsely populated.
How certain people survived and others didn't.
Yeah, but you know how there's sometimes people that are just the
Immune.
anomalies and just immune to certain kind of
Yeah.
things. Yeah. It's like some insanely low percentage of people that are just naturally immune.
Yeah. Whenever I do,
I know. I see
know
you.
what
You
that is.
grabbing it though. You trying to own that.
I was
though.
trying to give him the remix. Uh-oh, here we go. She's gonna see her. Oh, remember he
she was
said there'll be
saying.
residual effects or whatever kind of effects. Oh, snap. Oh.
Can't be all sunshine and buttercups.
Well, as if the hand wasn't enough. That eye is just...
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, she's
who
might be
knows?
imagining it.
Maybe the eye, but I think the hand is real.
No, the hand
Yeah,
is
because
real.
he's seen it, because Burton's seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
This guy, we have like really no backstory, so because of that,
We don't really care.
it's hard. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard to really care about him.
I don't care about him at all.
You had a relationship with him, dude. What you talking about?
No, she actually didn't. She just had a crush on him.
Well, still,
Yeah.
that's. You're see, look, you got bits and pieces of him. Exactly.
You need his help. Y'all need to stick together. Because,
No, she's emotionally compromised with this dude.
well, and she already shared with Billy Ann, remember?
Yeah.
I had nothing, just Sims and a stupid fucking crush, and I know it's dumb, okay? I'm not an idiot.
Oh,
But
look
it
at her
mattered
eye.
to me. It
see her
mattered to
eye?
me because it fucking helped. And you had no fucking right at all, no.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Her eye looks horrible. Yeah, her eye looks horrible.
Ugh. She got the kung fu grip. Goodness.
I assumed you'd already done that.
No, ma'am, but if you...
Yes, please.
Mm.
By all means.
She's dope.
Yeah.
She's like high and mighty.
Yeah, I like the way she carries.
I do too.
Here and always. Although in this particular case, I would tend to disagree.
You want to kill him, don't you?
Oh, very much so, Doc.
Because he killed him.
Data transfer, and all she's gonna tell me is to not wear a fucking headset.
Then we'll deal with it.
How?
You're not putting on the headset again if it's harming you, Flynn. Period.
Right? Thank you. Some common sense for once.
And said?
Let's never talk about this again.
Uh-huh. This is the first time I brought it up since then. Ain't it? How about you try doing that for me? Please?
Well, your actions need to justify you getting that level of trust. And right now, it's not happening.
I want to call them about that headset.
They don't do that. You notice the mama just be chilling in her room.
She living her best life right now. She
But
can see now.
I'm just saying, just not make you think she'd want to go out.
It seems like you don't want to hear it, but if you end up WIA,
She's got a body when she goes in there.
Oh, see? He's gonna go.
Yeah, but we were saying that earlier. Yeah,
I know. I wonder if he's gonna end up in her body. Like, remember when, yeah, because remember when Flynn ended up in Burton's body?
Dance with me.
She said Lev and I.
Sorry.
Indulge me.
Just for a moment.
And she said it in a way to me that implied that they have a relationship, her and Lev.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then apparently maybe they had a little something.
Or she's definitely curious.
Well, I think he's not, I don't think she's really there for some reason. I think she's more of like a figment because remember he's with Ash now, isn't he? Lev?
Well, they're just business partners.
Grab a rare moments of privacy with you, Lev. Now, may I call you Lev?
May I call you Charisse?
I prefer not.
Yeah, I was like,
For the thing that will come crashing down on all of us, should one of the walls overstep its bounds. In other words,
take your toast. I think I only caught
have a
about
lovely day.
50% of that. That's
Well,
all right.
Yeah, the tech talk, she just has something on him that could get him
Yeah.
in trouble.
Oh yeah, and I heard that he was a traitor to his friend
And
or
she took the
something.
cup.
Yeah, with the DNA. Like I get all of that, but I just, as far as like the intricacies of it, it kind of.
Yeah, I think they're gonna expand on it a little bit more. It's just more of like she's just giving like the cliff notes of big things that have happened. That's how it feels, at least.
I assure you, it's not an easy path to walk.
She took her hair down and
Being my
everything.
enemy.
Oh, here comes Burton. Oh no, here comes Connor.
All right, Flynn.
Fine.
I'm curious to see how the actress portrays Connor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's done Burton.
Damn.
Remember, she's done Burton.
Yeah.
She's done Flynn, obviously. Where is she going? Oh, they're gonna sever the connection. I said. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh.
Send me back.
Well, they can't. They're gonna keep severing you.
Send me back.
It would be so frustrating to not know what that was, and then people just keep going back in it.
Yeah, but
Even when
apparently they can sense it almost immediately.
Yeah. No, I get it.
That's
but-
what I'm guessing.
Yeah, but I just think it's, you know, as far as like Burton and stuff, I'm sure they're very aggravated by the fact that they don't know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Because they're nice and salty.
Your pet has arrived.
Right?
Why would we want anything? There's money to be made.
Let's stop. How?
The only limit is one's imagination. And morals, I suppose.
You killed your family.
No, not personally. No, of course not. No, I transferred funds and hired the appropriate personnel. And I'll tell you something, Will. I felt better.
Wow.
Transferred funds and hired the appropriate personnel.
Your origins are a bit murkier.
Wow.
This dude killed himself and his whole family.
Well, he hired
Was there anything else you
correct
wanted to share?
professionals.
That should let you know just how jacked up and villainous this man is. Well, remember when we were trying to figure out who the bad guys were?
I knew he was a bad guy, but I still think that Charisse is bad too. The RI lady.
Corrupt.
Corrupt factors. We haven't met the third pillar yet, though, right?
Well, the police.
Oh,
Or at
that's
least
the
who
other?
runs the police, yeah.
I thought that was your speech.
Yeah, I took it from her. Gave it to you and those other fools.
Okay. She definitely would kill. Dropping that wood.
Most assuredly would not be rude enough to eavesdrop.
Shut the fuck up. Please.
They are aggravating.
Ain't nobody trying to hear all that.
Not before breakfast.
You know.
I'll get you bodies. Both of you.
How is she gonna get the? Oh, she can actually ask them to send like more headsets or something.
Yeah. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we're about to find out.
Yeah. Well, she can probably get him one of those or something. That's what I'm thinking.
Where's your father?
Gwen? The children inside.
See, like they know instantly when she bops in.
Yeah.
Done?
Did you not hear my roar of victory echoing across the rooftops? Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of that.
I'm all right.
Excuse me.
Send me the damn code.
Send me the what?
I don't know.
Full population collapse.
About more than 7 billion people. Over 4 decades or so.
7 billion. That's a lot of people.
Jesus Christ. That's where I live.
I thought she lived. I don't know. I thought she was in the Blue Ridge Mountains in Tennessee or something. I thought they said.
You okay? You get us bodies.
Yes. A whole lot of them.
Right.
Working on
Billions.
Right. Interesting.
Very interesting. Wow. I was wondering if they were going to ever let us know if that was just going to be kind of like the ongoing secret within the show, and that is like
the jackpot.
How did the world, turn upside down?
Yeah.
Man, I guess I want to start with that just because it's still kind of just fresh in my mind, and it makes me think about, I think the terrifying thing about that is how realistically close that could be. And I also really I think it's what's interesting about the jackpot is how it's stuff that is feasibly real. Everything. I mean, we've already dealt with the pandemic. Mm-hmm. We're currently going through the environmental crisis right now. Right now, everything is connected to some type of electric grid, and that is very loosely defended. That's happening. Yeah, for her, it's like, she's like, that's only 7 years out, and a lot of people smarter than myself are saying that regarding the environmental apocalypse that could soon to be coming within the next 100 years. Some speculate 40, 50 years before you hit like the cliff, before you reach the point of no return. So their apocalypse is pretty terrifying because they're all realistic possibilities in a sense. I don't know. That was just the first place I want to start from. Where would you like to start from?
That's fine. I just I don't know. I felt like this one was a little slower in terms of pace. I think it's one of those ones where they were giving us a lot of information about, how the world is how it is in the future.
Right.
A little bit about the different factions that have come about since then in terms of, and how they're handling the situation and all of the after effects of it with the stubs and the different, I don't know if it's different realities yet. I'm not quite sure what to call it.
Right.
So I feel like it was a lot of the backstory and the history regarding all of those things.
Right.
Which of course is extremely important. But some of it is still a little confusing for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw in this whole Wolf and Lev's wife and some other stuff going on. So just all those little details I'm sure are gonna come to play at some point. But I'm curious to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, they said so. Lev is a part of an oligarchy, right? Is what I think that's what they were saying.
The cleft. That's all I know. Yeah.
Which sounds very like Russian mob kind of thing that's going on. Powerful people with money and
violence.
And violence, right? So it does kind of seem fitting that in these kind of situations, powerful families would be the ones to kind of survive because they're already established and they use unorthodox and gruesome ways in order to maintain their power. And then you have like the scientific or maybe the pharmaceutical community or whatever it is who's kind of like in power because they can understand why the environment is the way the environment, and then you have martial law. So those three pillars, they make sense in this particular world. I didn't know up until this episode who is the most dangerous person in the room, and we get a chance to kind of like take a look at it. Well, at least from two of those pillars, and that's from the scientific community. I forgot the name.
Charisse, the RI.
The RI, the Research Institute.
Yeah.
And Lev's family, his gang, his mob ties. For a hot second, I think Lev did have a point. Like you could sense his danger, but you didn't really know just how deep and depraved he could go. And then we get the full example. He's willing to sacrifice himself and his family, and he has no emotional attachment because it's like it's not my timeline, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
that's foul.
I mean, I think so too, but because I'm not in that world,
right.
I mean, I don't really know if he has like a connection. You know what I mean? And maybe he doesn't go visit. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it is rather ruthless. I will admit that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, he kept saying something about the infinite possibilities. So you know, you can keep going back and then just keep killing yourself over and over again, or keep testing on yourself, or this, that, and the third. And who's to say that? But it makes me ask the question, and we start really getting into the weeds: is how many versions of Flynn have they reached out to?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't know how many versions even exist. We don't know how many stubs there are. We don't know. You know, we don't know what world they're in. So it's just a whole.
It's the thing about time travel.
Yeah.
It's like it starts to get a little crazy. Yeah. We did get a chance to see a bit of a sensitive side regarding the Research Institute, Charisse, and that is like her. I guess her second-hand man, her right-hand man who was killed in the previous episode, she brings back in his robotic existential form or whatever it is. And there's a softness about her regarding him. So did you pick up on that as well?
Yeah, I definitely saw that they had some sort of a friendship of some sort.
Right.
Because she did have more care for him than any other person that we've seen in the entire any interaction that she's had thus far. So I did like their little banter back and forth a little bit. So she does have a little sense of humanity.
Right.
Slightly, even though she killed someone with bee stings last episode.
That was pretty foul. Definitely pretty foul. I'm always a pretty big fan when I get a chance to see actors really like flex and take on projects and roles that would seemingly be challenging. And the actress playing Flynn Fisher, Chloe Grace Moretz, I think that's her name. She's going to be, from what I'm seeing, what they may be implying is that she could be playing different types of characters depending on who jumps into her stub if she's unable to find other headsets for her people. Her main central character is quite annoying to me, but when she embodied Connor, even for like a hot second, I was a little excited. How are we feeling about like some of the additional side characters like Connor, and then also how are we feeling about just Flynn in general?
Well, I do want to see Burton and Connor and Flynn all in there at the same time, which I do think is going to happen, because I don't think they would have brought up the multiple headsets or them being in there together.
That's right.
If it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm super excited about that, and to see what their peripherals look like. Yeah. So that's going to be fascinating. Flynn kind of gets on my nerves. I get that she had to take care of the mom and everything and everybody when he left and when he came back and all that. But I felt like the placement of that conversation was awkward and not the necessary moment for that. And just the fact that she's like so resistant to go to the doctor makes no sense to me. I mean, I get like wanting to jump back in if you so choose based off of whatever they say, because that's your prerogative. It's your body, your health. But just the fact that she doesn't even want to get checked out, just super aggravating to me.
Well, she doesn't think things through, which is annoying to me. She doesn't. I mean, like her telling her best friend who happens to have ties to the organized crime that's going on in her city, to pretending that she's not really sick as a result of transporting into this other world. To just, it's just a lot of that kind of stuff. She's still got this entanglement-ish in her mind with an ex that never happens. So that's the part that's really annoying. But what I'm thinking, here's not what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that in order for us to really enjoy the hero's journey, they have to start from a place and have growth. And right now she's starting from a place that isn't necessarily, I don't know. I don't connect with it. It's coming from she's annoying to me, but it gives her lots of room to grow.
Well, and here's the thing that's extra annoying about it is that she's one type of Flynn kind of in the real world that we think is the real world where she's with Burton and her mom. But then as soon as she like goes into the sim world, she acts like this like tough, like smart person, and just the disconnect between those two really aggravates me.
Well, they did say Burton and Connor were both saying that, you know, when she's in the sim world that she is a different person.
And I get that, and a lot of people are.
Right, and that she needs to attack this future with that same kind of energy in order for her to beat the game.
Yeah, and I get that, but it's just the disconnect between her real self and the sim world. The disconnect is just too big of a leap for me to grasp on the screen and in the story.
Well, I think the thing that's going to bring her down to earth is probably going to be her relationship with Wolf. So when she is in the sim world, that we can still get some kind of semblance of her being a real human being, because I mean the inevitability, we see it coming, that there's going to be some kind of relationship that's going to go along with them.
Yeah, well, that proof, you know, when he showed up in her home movie, you know what I mean? There was a whole tender conversation, and I was like, whatever.
So speaking of Wolf, we get a chance to get some more backstory. We get a chance to see him as a child who was out in the chaos, in the wilderness, before he gets taken to the orphanage, and maybe we can understand why he gets taken to the orphanage. We also get a chance to see him like dancing with the boss's wife.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I felt like a lot of it was just, it was a lot of information and all over the place with a bunch of different people. So just trying to connect the dots with all of that. But I mean, we kind of knew Wolf's backstory, not pre-adoption, you know, other than being in the orphanage. But I don't know. I still don't have that connection yet with him.
Okay.
I don't have enough of a story. Like, I feel bad about, you know, his adoptive parents because they were horrible. And the way he was even treated by the people that he was running around with when he was younger, other than Aleda. So, you know, I get that he's had a hard life. I get it. So what now?
Yeah. And then I guess the last smaller character who we kind of get a chance to see is Ash, because I think it's important to me because her power seems to be waning a little bit, especially how Flynn and her group of present misfits are able to disrupt people with higher technology. That part didn't really that part bothered me.
Me too.
Because I'm like, you're like 70 plus years in the future with this incredible technology, and you, somebody in, you know, in early 2000s can vex you. That's like somebody with an Apple IIe trying to, you know, stop supercomputers right now. That part kind of was a really big disconnect.
Well, and not only that, how did they know where to go to even try to do any of that? Or even
understand the coding and all that stuff? But I know we're getting into the weeds.
I was there too, though. I was there too. I was like, how did they even know? So that part was very frustrating as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, because when you're dealing with like pseudoscience, you kind of got to like turn your brain off and just let things kind of happen. But they've done such a good job of maintaining a space of realism
up until
that when you do see like the hiccup, it's like, it's pretty blatant. Well, at least it was blatant to me.
It was blatant to me too. I felt the same way because I was like, how are they? But anyway, I digress.
Oh, and I was saying like Ash, her power seems to have kind of shifted. She seems more like I guess for a second, I thought in the first couple episodes, her and Lev were relatively on the same playing field, and that's not the case. They're definitely not on the same level.
Yeah, we don't really know about her yet, so I'm still confused by the fact that now she's all soft and she deserves to know. You know, talking about Flynn with the jackpot. So I don't know. This was an interesting episode, but I just need to see what the next one is going to bring. If it's going to explain some stuff or be more clear, you know.
Hey, well, I'm still here for it. Thank you so much for you all still being here for it as well. If you can join the conversation, of course, hit that subscription button. And, of course, give us those thumbs up because that's how the people know you're digging what we're giving you. Hey, we got merch, everybody.
That's right.
Well, check out some of the stickers. Merch. It's really, really inexpensive. It's just a couple of bucks. Help supports the channel, and you get something cool. Check it out. And if you have time, take your boat on over to check out Mikel-Claire's YouTube page.
Not only your butt, but your fingers, your hands, your mouth, your head. No, I'm kidding. Snooty Vegan's Lock Journey, Vegan Lifestyle, Life as You Know It. Link in description. Subscribe, like, join, and Follow along.
Boom, you heard it. Hey, we will catch you on the next episode. Peace.